Welcome back to Briviews, where we break down the chaos, the delusion, and the financial irresponsibility that really should be illegal. Episode 6? Oh, this had me yelling at the screen like I was part of the cast. Let's get into it. We see that Gigi is meeting up with Mumu's mom, and they're gonna go to meet Bonita to go get the stuff. Now, at this point, we have the mom coming over, Miss Nikita, and she's telling Gigi that actually Bonita changed her mind. Bonita don't want nobody coming to her house that she don't know. She's not trusting of the mom, so she said, go to the storage at this location. The mom has a key from Mumu, and he told them that they could go and get his stuff out of that storage. However, Bonita done beat them to the punch because she went and double locked that storage first so that they couldn't get into it. Now that's stupid, right? Because why would you tell them to go to the storage and then you went and double locked it? And of course, that's what they're thinking in the back of their mind. Who would do that? It's because they're hiding something. Duh. So Bonita is thinking that she bought time, but she really didn't. She just bought more suspicion. So at this point, Mumu is upset because he calls in the middle of them trying to open the locks and he can't get his stuff. And so they can't get in touch with Bonita. They don't have her information, I guess. Mumu is the only one that has her information, or maybe the mom just doesn't feel like dealing with her. I don't know. I wouldn't either. But Mumu is pissed at this point that he can't get his stuff. They can't get into the storage. He don't know where his stuff is at this point. We get a little backstory about Gigi and how she actually has dealt with a baby mother before. She tells us that the last baby mother she dealt with actually would have tried to kill her if she had the capabilities. She probably would have tried to. So she's not stupid. She knows what's going on. She's been through this game before, and although she planned never to deal with another man with a baby mother, she ended up getting one that has four. This whole storyline feels like a custody battle over a duffel bag. Michael and Kaylee. Okay, first of all, why did I keep calling his mom Sandy? Where did I get Sandy from? I don't know, y'all. I kept calling Michael's mom Sandy. Her name is Angel. So at this point, now I can correct myself and say Angel, because Angel is obviously a part of this storyline. Let me get it together. We start this episode with Angel calling Michael and telling him about the situation and how she is now dripping with water because of Kaylee's mom, Lori, throwing water on her at lunchtime. Michael is not happy about this. Of course, he's trying to control the situation from prison. So they're just going back and forth. And at this point, he's like, oh, I'll take care of it. It's fine. Don't just please go home and clean up. Don't worry about it. He calls Kaylee immediately. So when she gets home, she's on the phone with him and he's going off on her, telling her she's not doing anything. Like, she's making things worse. That's what he basically told her. She's spending all the money. Now she's got the moms beefing even worse. She's just spending a lot of money. I think that's his biggest pain point. She's maxed out 2 of his credit cards, which I completely understand because I wouldn't want nobody maxing out no credit cards in my name. I'd be mad too, honestly. And especially if I was married to you, that would piss me off. So Kaylee needs to learn how to spend her money, and she has 4 kids. Like, she needs to figure out how she's going to start being more responsible with her money. And as we see, Kaylee obviously spent it all up because we see that Kaylee decides to apologize for his rant the day before, was sending him sexy pictures. Now, the cousin comes over to do the pictures, and Kaylee, where did you go to get this surgery? Who did who did it? Because I don't want to go there. I don't know who did her surgery. She does not look like she got any type of nothing done. Like, what did you pay for? If I paid money and maxed out credit cards and went into debt and my body don't look amazing, do you know how upset I would be? I'm like, you could have, if you gonna go into debt for it, you at least gotta look good, girl. You gotta show it. At least put the show on. Like, you know, when you buy a new car, at least you're gonna drive in the new car. You're gonna feel great. You're gonna be suffering for it financially, and which is she's already doing. So you mean to tell me that you're suffering financially and you done lost the body? So what did you do for? It was all a waste. It was all a waste. All of this is a waste. I see why Michael gets upset with her. But the other part that Michael pissed me off about, she gets a phone call from Michael in the middle of her taking these sexy pictures, and she decides to talk about what happened the day before. He apologizes to her, and he says that she needs to be more responsible with spending her money, which I agree. But then he decides, like a little kid, to come out of his mouth and say, did you take care of my fines? Did you take care of my problems that I have in here? Did you take care of that? She's not your mother, sir. I don't know who you need to be calling Angel. You're calling the wrong woman because she's not supposed to take care of your fines, sir. She's got 4 kids. How is she supposed to take care of your fines? You're not a kid. You get out and take care of them yourself. And plus, we all know that he's got $14,000 saved aside, so he can go ahead take that 14,000. She said, Kaylee says she has not been paying his fines. I don't disagree with her one bit. The only thing I disagree with is her maxing out credit cards on other people's name. You can't be taking debt out on other people's name. But you also don't need to be paying nobody's bills in somebody else's name either. So, Kaylee, you're good on that. But the other stuff, you got to correct. He gives her an ultimatum about being financially stable. He gives her 5 months. And if she's able to get her stuff together, I guess he's going to stay with her. I don't know what he was trying to say there, but he didn't exactly say he was going to leave her or anything, but he was just like, yeah, I have 5 months. I got 5 months. And he was emphasizing the 5 months. And she's like, 5 months for what? She's like, I stuck it out for you for how long? And we've been married and da-da-da. And you mean to tell me that you give me 5 months? Ooh, Michael, you might want to watch your steps, buddy. You might want to watch your steps. He gets out in 5 days, y'all. Do y'all think they're going to be together on Love After Lockup? Because this is Love During Lockup. So after this one, we got people that actually live together and go through with the whole process of them moving in or paroling to their house. So we'll see how this couple goes. Rich and Felicia, okay, Texas and Louisiana. And you could tell in the way they talk, so country. Rich and Felicia, Rich is talking about Felicia being preserved. And he talks about her being preserved because she has not been outside in the free world since she was 17. Now, we all know that Felicia is getting by doing things that you do in that world. So she out there talking to men, 22 to 24 guys, we find out. And Rich doesn't know how many. I think he's thinking like 4 or 5. But I don't think he realizes that it's over 20. So we see Rich is meeting up with Felicia's friend. Felicia put this all together. And remember, Rich went to a psychic and the psychic said that Felicia is not telling her everything. So Rich is searching for these answers at this point. This is a, not interrogation, but it's more of a question and answer type of meetup where he can get to know what Felicia is outside of. But Kay doesn't know her outside of prison, so I don't even know if they're able to really meet on a level of stability. I feel like maybe if Felicia was out for a little bit and then they met with Kay, I think that would make more sense because she's not going to be the same when she gets out, Rich. I'm just telling you right now. She's not going to be the same. She's going to have all this access to all these things and it's just not going to be the same. So we see that Kay and Rich really kick it off and they are having a good conversation and then Felicia decides to FaceTime them. So they're all on the camera, it's all exciting, ha ha, hey, yeah, it's a check. And Rich pairs the question of, did you talk to me or did your manager talk to me? So manager, what I mean by that, Felicia is talking to 22 to 24 guys. How do you think that she's talking to one as if we're on FaceTime right now? And she's texting another saying like, hey, I'm going to call you soon. I'm going to call you soon. She has a manager doing it for her. And the manager just so happens to be Kay's mother. So Kay, her mother, and Felicia were all locked up together. Now, tell me, they are not breaking generational curses over there. Because what the hell, why are you locked up with your mama? What the hell? And then your mama seemed like she enjoying this, like she a manager or something. Please, like, this is crazy. So Kay ends up telling Rich that, yeah, she's going to stop doing it once she gets out and she's going to be with you and da-da-da. But she's telling us behind the camera that she thinks Felicia is going to eat him for lunch. She thinks that Felicia is going to throw him away. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We also see in episode 6 how Rich can really turn up on a bitch because they end up arguing once Rich leaves. Now, Rich ends up telling Kay, right, that he's free to smoke later, so let's go smoke, whatever. He invites her as if, this is fam. Okay, cool, we gonna chill later. Felicia gets a hold of this, and she's like, oh, hold on, you're secretive. I can't do that. You over here telling my friend that you can smoke with her and she can smoke with you and what y'all gonna do, pair up? And Rich has a completely different take on it. He thinks that he can trust her and his homeboy, that they wouldn't do anything like that to him. So he doesn't think that in his mind. And Felicia's like, but I do. So like, yeah, don't do that again. But we're going to see how they end up in episode 7 because they cut them off at episode 6 of them arguing. So we don't really see anything else. Do y'all think that I think that they're going to be on Love After Lockup. I do think that they could last if Rich is able to leave Felicia. Because I personally, I'm gonna tell y'all in episode 7 why I think this. But yeah, I think Rich has a decent head on his shoulders. That's the only thing I will say. But we got to see more about him. He did turn up on her a little bit, but she turned up on him too. So he can definitely match her energy. I didn't think he was really going to pair up on her. I didn't think he was going to buck up on her like that. But like, he definitely got loud with her. She got loud with him. So I did not expect that. And we gonna see if Felicia's supposedly gonna eat him up like Kay said, because she don't give them no chances. Last but not least, we have Emily and Justin. Okay, Emily is riding home. She's coming back from Vegas at this point, and she gets to come home to her son and her mom. So she's ecstatic. She can't wait to see her son. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. The son did not look excited. The son did not look excited. The son looked like, oh, it's her. What's her name again? Like, I did not get the over ecstatic, mom, mom, mom. I didn't get that, but I wonder how long she's been gone. Like, Emily does not mention how long she's been gone away. So like, she only had a small suitcase. So I'm assuming she was only gone for a few days, but who knows? She could have been gone for some weeks or something. As she's riding home, we get an apology from Justin, and he's apologizing for saying that, she did content and thinking that she would be cheating on him because she's doing content, and he understands the job, but he still doesn't like it. So she kind of like softens up and she's like, okay, but I just don't understand why she's entertaining him at this point. Like, I would have stopped answering him. Let him call you for a few days. Don't answer. Like, I would have told the camera crew, look, you ain't gonna have nothing to view for a few days. Just go sit in the hotel, because at this point, I ain't answering him for a few days. Come back in 48. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't have fucked with him no more. She tells us that she only made one video. She did a 5K video, and she gave this man 3K of it to start a commissary store. I just can't believe she's just handing out money. It's like you're working for him. So I feel personally like she feels bad for doing the content, and she decided to pay him because it was like an apology. I think that's horrible. It's almost giving Pin vibes. You're taking money out of your son's mouth, and that's the wildest part to me. At this point, Emily's talking to her mom in the house, and her mom is fed up with this Justin dude. She is not playing. At this point, she says that Justin is a bum, and she thinks that Justin is using her. She thinks that Justin is a leech, and all he wants to do is sit on his ass and watch her work and break her back for him to just sit and do nothing. She thinks that Emily selling her body is degrading and that she should go and get a career, that she doesn't have to do that. Emily is working to give her money to Justin. I'm sorry, what? You are doing the most for the least, baby girl. Like, you are literally wilding. You're wilding. Go to therapy, get some, I don't know, but your mama can't talk some sense into you, so you gotta go to a stranger. Go to somebody you don't know. So she ends up going to meet Justin's grandmother. And at this point, she's just trying to solidify her spot in the family. She goes to meet grandma. Grandma is cool. Like, grandma actually is fine with her occupation. Grandma has a completely different thought than her mother, because she says that she's okay with it and that people think that sex is overrated. So they start talking about Justin and how he grew up. Justin had a mother that suffered with schizophrenia. She eventually let that take over her mind. She was 23 when that kind of took over her life, and she started getting into drugs, and that's kind of how she ended up declining. Ultimately, we see that that's how Justin was raised. But besides that, Justin says, bump y'all's conversation. Stop talking about what you talking about. I got something important to talk to you about. Can you step outside? So Emily goes to step outside. She's thinking nothing of it. She's like, okay. He's like, yeah, so, I need, what I talked to you about the other day, right? Like, he can't spit it out. He's just rambling on at this point. He's like, yeah, so, I told you, I kind of need that 6K that I told you about, that 6K so I can kind of invest in that crypto shit. You know what I'm saying? Boy, six what? 6,000? $6,000? Are you fucking serious? $6,000? What a way to ask, Justin. He talking about that he's thinking about their future and investing in it, and that he's gonna put this to use, and that she's gonna get some return out of it. Child, please. I just gave you $3,000, and now you're asking for $6,000. The entitlement that Justin has pisses me off the most. Out of all these couples, Justin is the most entitled man I've ever seen. He does not see money as a value, and I don't know why. In the back of Emily's mind, she's thinking that Justin and Liz are using her for her money, and he keeps asking her for these big amounts. So it makes sense that, like, first you wanted to start a commissary, I give you that, but now you have $6,000 that you're asking me for, and it's like, what did you do with the $3,000? Did you even turn that into anything yet? So no. She's like, where do you want me to pull out? My coochie? Like, what do you want? And so at the end of the episode, Justin ends up hanging up the phone talking about, I'm so burnt out with this. I'm so burnt out with it. Boy, you burnt out on your own. That's what you need to be focused on, is yourself. Because you sitting here asking me for $6,000 like you on crack. You need to go get some medication or get some rehab, because I don't know what you on, what you smoking, what you got going on, but this is not it. And you keep telling me how you burnt out over this stuff when I'm the one working and selling my body. You got me bent. Emily, stand up for yourself and stop messing with this man. You need to get a backbone and stand up against this man, because he don't know what he doing, and you don't need to do all this just for a man that is incarcerated. At the end of the day, this episode taught me 3 things. If a man asks for $6K for crypto, run! Storage units bring out the worst in people. And if somebody in prison gives you a deadline, throw the whole relationship away. That's my recap of Love After Lockup Season 7, Episode 6. Which storyline had you stressed out the most? Because honestly, Emily in that crypto call took me out. Like, I can't even imagine somebody calling me for $6K. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, because Briviews is not missing any episode of The Mess.